Folks, welcome back to TIMBERBORN, and last time we were struggling with water a bit, quite a lot really. I'm recording this one basically straight after the last video, so you may have commented this. Our water pumps are running pretty inefficiently, so what I'm going to try and do to improve that is throw in a hauling post. Now this is something that I should have remembered but have forgotten. We're just going to have one beaver working in there as a high priority job. I'm only going to prioritize the water pumps for now, and I'm hoping that that's going to help. So we'll see. But yeah, obviously the water pumpers are spending a lot of time faffing around carrying water to the water tanks, so hopefully this will help, because the haulers can carry twice as much water. So we'll see if this helps. It might be that I can get away with maybe not building these 2 extra water tanks, or at least not needing them. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. Probably want to prioritize building that. Actually, I want to prioritize doing everything, but if everything is a priority, say it with me folks, nothing is a priority. I know. So but I really want to be able to expand the population so that we can do the things that we want to do. To do that, we need more water, and to do that we need more efficient pumping. So nothing we can do about it really, except try and be better. And you know, it's kind of a classic mistake that I think I quite often make. Rather than trying to be more efficient, I try and throw more at it, and efficiency is going to be better than just more. So that's what we're going to try and do. Speaking of more, we do really need more science, because if I want to do the treated plant, I would really like to get the bigger water pump going today. Now, maybe we don't need it if we can get the water pumps that we've got working more efficiently. And they're already, you know, one of them's already up to 80%, so maybe that will help. And maybe if we had a couple of these set to supplies as well, that would help. Some of these little guys set to supply. I'm going away from what I said I was going to do, but maybe if we don't prioritize them by haulers. Oh no. And really we just need a bigger workforce, but to have a bigger workforce we need more water. To have more water we need more water pumping, because really the food is fine. So we're at the point where everything except our potato stocks are full. So maybe we could plant less carrots. Let's tell them to not plant those. And because they're close to the farm, they should get harvested, and we'll plant potatoes there. We've got some logs, so hopefully they're going to get those built, and that would be good. That 7 days. Let's let them fill that up. They're working on building that. I should have kept some water in here because it would have helped. Then these trees should survive the drought. That should be fine. We really need to get that built. That is medium prioritized, which is interesting that they're choosing to build this stuff and not the other. I don't get that, but beavers, you're confusing me. And we are going to need... I'm not going to spend science on the bigger platform yet. And I know technically they can get to build that, but we are going to need a path to there. So, but I'd really prefer they built this, which is prioritized. So I'm kind of well, how is that too far? Ah, that's why, because I'm a dummy. There we go. If you were typing that in the comments, well done. If you're typing that I'm a dummy in the comments, you're just darn rude, you know? Right, so you can be paused. That's being planted. They're being harvested. Bit of me really wants to make use of that space. And we really don't need more food at the moment. Did I put another forester in? Having 3 foresters seems like a real waste. Neither of our foresters are particularly efficient at the moment, which is a thing. We are going to need more ladders, or stairs even. We do not have the cut dead trees mod. That is a thing, so... But equally, we could do with some logs, so let's come up here and mark some of these dead trees to be cut. We'll make you a low priority job, where we do actually have some spare beavers, so let's get these guys unpaused. Actually, we can have some more spare beavers. So, all of the scientists are unpaused. Got all of our builders going. You're unpaused. Do we need another? No, we don't really need. We've got 13 metal at the moment. You could cut down a couple more trees. You're going to start cutting down trees, so that's okay. Those are now being built, which is good. And I guess if we wanted to start looking at planning this, we ultimately need to get to here. So let's go backwards, shall we? We don't have the spiral staircase yet, and we won't by the time we get to this. This is a temporary build, so we're going to use a warehouse as a platform. If that bugs you, well, tough. So there, and then a few more staircases there and there. That'll get us across to there. And then we just need to block this in. And I guess if we go there, there, and there, that should do it. If we can actually get to that to build it, we'll have to wait and see. Right, well, they seem to have got around to building that, so let's have a quick look in here, how we're doing on our well-being. Most of them are getting the contemplation spot now. Our log situation is not in a place where we can build any of the monuments at the moment, so... Let's get you to cut down that pine tree that's stuck up in the middle there. And then we can replace it with an oak tree. And that one. Yeah, why not? Bosh. How are these pines doing? 81. Ooh, that's not good. Okay. At least, well, that's got water, so that's going to keep growing. Crops dies in 2 days. 2 days. 3 days. 0.9 days. Okay, so get your harvest on, folks, for anything we have space for, I guess, which is not a lot. So, you know, it'll be what it'll be, but that means we need to be making this deeper. A way we can do that is explosives, which we should be aiming for. So, you know, we've got some spare beaver power now. We're up to 31. We're going to have 33 beavers, which is quite nice. So I said we wanted to be doing... We are almost at the point we can get the Tapper Shack unlocked. So, awesome. Let's get these guys built. Excellent. We need a 2x2 space we can put the Tapper Shack in. It's going to have good coverage. Put it there. Not really. Put it there. Not excellent. If I put it there, I probably want to go like there, and that'll get quite a few. So let's prioritize building that. Let's put a small, not like that, dummy. But a small, it feels very early to have, well, not to have pine resin, but to be thinking about treated planks. So I guess we want to be thinking about putting in... So there's 2 ways we can do this. I know, you're shocked, aren't you? We could either think about putting in or deepening this, or we could just think about putting in a water dump. To irrigate this area. And we could literally just bring some dams across there and that would irrigate a whole load of this. We've only got 1.3 days left now, so I don't think we need to do it for this one, but maybe the next longer drought we implement that as a strategy. You can be paused now because you've cut down all of the trees there. You're going in, which is awesome. I guess actually, I've said we want to do this as a temporary thing. And we could try and get up here to these, which is some gears, some extract, and some treated planks. I'd forgotten those were in there. Genuinely I had. Which is enough to build 2 water pumps. And there's a whole bunch of science up there. And no, that wasn't a faked, oh, they're there. That was a genuine, I had forgotten. My life has so much stuff going on that, no, I don't remember what I did a couple of weeks ago, planning a TIMBERBORN map. There is so much. Oh yeah, the drought's ended, and we've got 600 odd water left. So, so we need logs. We don't have logs. So this guy, let's just pause a second. Let's mark a few more of the dead trees for him to cut down. Don't know how far they can reach, but yep. Let's get those going. We're going to pause that one because they can then regrow. I'm actually going to raise. Oh, pause. We've got to remember to do these. Technical term. Got to remember to unpause all of the water pumps. And then sort out all of our resourcing. So we are 4 short, which should just pull them from the science, which is fine. And we'll see if the water goes up a lot quicker this time. And hopefully, yeah, so what I was going to do is put this up a little bit so that if we get drought, some water just stays in here and keeps these trees a little bit hydrated. If we get a bad tide, obviously we won't, but you know, it'll help, it'll do a thing. We need some logs. We have logs over here. Let's go get these. Shall we? Yes, good idea, sir. I thought so too. Right. Bosh. Because these are going to suffer from bad water anyway, so... And you can see in the way that they have been somewhat killed off anyway. So let's do that. That will get us some more logs. Until the trees grow in our new forest, which is going to be a while. So, yeah, I know it sucks. Waiting for logs in Timberborn is a thing. How are these doing now? Yeah, they're running much better. That's cool. Food is fine. We probably need to think about more storage, but actually what we're looking at now is we need 800 science for the wood workshop to unlock that big water pump, because it's still way more efficient even with what we've done. So right, we have oaks coming up here, so let's pause you, and we'll pause one of you because there aren't that many / any trees to cut down there. You can do your thing. You are not there because we are short of workers. That's fine. You have planted everything you can plant, so you might as well be paused for a bit, and we will unmark the area that's not been planted, so I'm not sitting here thinking, why aren't you doing your job? And we just need to wait for these to grow in. So that'll be okay. That's nearly built, which is great. Water's going up rather nicely. We have a bad tide approaching, so we're going to get to test. Oh, you did say? Let's test it briefly, because we are trying to pump water out of here. So we've got this first bit built, so we can test it. Yep. That works. Awesome. no point trying to keep water here because it's a bad tide. So, but yep, that works. Good stuff. Just need to finish getting that built. What we can't test is if this is enough of a buffer or not. We'll find out. 1.1 thousand water. So this is blocked off now, but obviously it's all still now going to come through here. And we need to go up quite a few levels unless before we block this off, we come down here and remove this. Now that might be jolly darn smart. So let's do that. If we come in here, because this seems to be enough still to let that out. And get rid of that as a priority. And then what have we got back here? That. Okay, so we're going to need a staircase after we've done that. So let's prioritize those, and we'll just have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, because that would mean then we don't need to raise that one quite so high. So that would make sense. You're nearly built, but you need logs to get us to the logs. The ancient catch-22. We want you to be built. It's not quite so important, but you know, would be nice. Yeah, we're way off of the science that we need, and we're way off of getting that built, it would appear. So, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We look at these; they're halfway through. So, we are at 1.2k water. So these are running slightly better, but not brilliant, which says to me we probably want even more beavers. But I think we'll wait until we're through this cycle before we increase population anymore. I think that would be sensible. Right, so we're in. Let's crack this open while we can. Come on, builders. We've got more than one of you. And it takes forever for you to demolish stuff, so we need to put and we're going to need to put the staircase. No, that should work actually. I put the staircase there. I think we can demolish both of those. So let's do that. Pause. Oh, I just caught it. So let's throw that up. Now, is it better to just close this one and keep this as one large contiguous body, or do what I've been doing? You can comment down below if you didn't comment on the last video, because you might have. Pause that. Why are they not building that? They're just not getting to it, I guess. And then we pump this bit out. I don't know. But let's just let that run now and we'll see what happens, I guess. So closed, 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 closed. And there's a little bit of flooding as it all sorts itself out. That should be fine. And this is hopefully fine. These hopefully aren't going to all die off of contamination with the increased height. I guess we'll see. That could completely scupper my plans. We have got some down here, which it can't reach, but you know. Best laid plans and all that. Let's high prioritize that. So it seems to work. It seems to work. And we've got this little pocket here to act as a buffer. It will dry out fairly quickly, I suspect. But yeah. It's doing its thing. So hopefully, because these are a level higher, they're going to be okay. These might not be. No, these are about to get got. And hopefully these ones will be okay. So we should have some source of stuffs. Let's fill that up. They are demolishing those. Then we want to demolish that. Yeah, so they're dying. They're dying. But they are okay. It's only a 7-day at the moment. Sure, I put it on hard mode. So, these are getting close. They're at 60%. So you can be paused because there's an out to cut down there. You can be unpaused because we've got a good crop of oaks up there. They've died off because of the contamination. That's fine. Hopefully we can get that built next. Well, very soon. We've got 1,400 water stored now, which is pretty nice as we pump this out. Food's looking pretty good. We want to plant more potatoes. There we go. You're on plant. You need to be on plant. Yep, that's filling up. These are now not running as efficiently as I would like, but fairly efficiently. This is now being ripped out. And this one's possibly not needed to be ripped out, but you know, for completeness, demolish, prioritize. And then, yeah, we don't need to go quite so high on the demolition then, or on the construction then, which will be good. And we can recover these resources as we go out. I think that will be sensible. That's going to take him a little while. Them. Right. We still need a bunch more science for the treated planks. But we're doing pretty good. Whether we want to start thinking about some amount of water store here. I've done this on other times I've played on this map. It works sort of okay. To get you some water storage. Whether we want to try and do something different. I mean, ultimately, if we can protect this from the various bad water sources, then we want to build a reservoir from here. Now, we will need a way to get the bad water away from the aquifer drill. So, yeah. Right, let's delete that. Make sure we recover those. Because resources are quite important at the moment. I've got 50 metal. I think we could probably afford to pause that for now. We'll stockpile a bit of scrap metal, but we can pause you as well. Yep. So these trees are actually almost all the way up. So you're in. So we'll let you... Actually, you've already got some amount. That's almost built. You're in. Let's mark some more of these dead trees to be cut. They might as well be cut down. Yeah, this is working just fine. Happy with this. If we had more beavers, I'd put more beavers in to cut stuff down, but we don't. We do still have birches being planted, which is a problem. So let's mark or unmark those for planting. I've just, what did I put in there? Jeez. Maples. Okay, well, we don't want those. So if you told me last time I did that by mistake, well done. We will get that corrected next time around. And I guess we don't need to bother with planting those this time until we can get some contamination barriers or a better bad water diversion. Now you are cutting trees. Excellent. Now that probably says to me that, well, a few things. One, let's come in here and delete this and recover those. But what it says to me is, let's make that a normal priority now. At the moment, in most situations, we're going to have water flowing through here. And we've got the geothermal here. So maybe we should put another industry bit here. You know, I mean, a water wheel here is going to generate, I mean, that one's really good, 230, 240 odd. We're looking pretty good. We could narrow this down so it stays as being 4 wide. And generate a bunch of power through here, particularly once we've got all these trees cut down. Plus we've got the 400 from here constantly. That feels like a good idea to me. Don't know what you think, but we're full on planks. Fair enough. In that case, we will pause one of those because I don't think we're using many planks at the moment. And what are we even building at the moment? Let's delete. No, let's leave it. We'll come back to it. I guess we're working on this. Yeah. So I guess we need logs, not planks. We do have logs, so, you know. But yeah, I think that we, as a low priority project, I guess we need to get over here as well to get that down to being 4 wide, as they instantly come running over to build it. We are going to need to get to the other side, so, you know, that's a thing. I would like to... Oh, they've got that. They've got the logs in there. Okay, fair enough. Good job, beavers. So yeah, let's get this done. And I guess from there, how would I go? If we can get to those, that would be kind of handy. And there's that big block of science there. But, But we're not far off, actually. We only need another 150 science, and we've got to it on our own. And I'm kind of thinking that might be better. So let's throw in another couple of scientists. I know I could have used the duplicate command. I know I should have used the duplicate command. But, you know, sometimes we forget things. We've got 5 spare beavers at the moment. So let's get another lumberjack over here. We have pine resin. So we want to start getting the tapper's shack in there eventually, and I think we'll put in a medium warehouse for the pine resin there. I think that makes sense. So let's get wood, another lumberjack over here, because you're working kind of slowly. You're making your way over now. It'd be really nice if we could get this done, actually. This one's a bit more complex. We need to get up to here. Well, it's not. It's just a case of resources and building a blooming great staircase. Because ultimately, it's just a case of doing that. It's not more complex. It's really freaking simple. It's just quite a process to get there. Especially without ladders. And without spending a ton of science unlocking. So we're going to need something like that. There. Yeah. Nope. There. Guess. And I say I guess because I've not actually tried to do this. Oh, there's trees in the bottom of there. There's that. No, that's not a good way to get across there, is it? I suppose it'll work. No. And yes, I know I could use higher platforms. Our science is too valuable at the moment. Oh, what have I done? Oh, okay. I'm a dummy. Delete. Let's just pause a second just so we can see what's going on in the rest of the map. No. Spiral staircases will come in so handy once we can actually get them. But there. But that's going to take them absolutely ages to build. Okay, they're nearly over to here. It should be interesting to see if they can build into the hole. We've got 800 science. Haha. Right. Wood workshop. Do we put it there? Or do we build another geothermal power station and start putting stuff over here? Because that's 250 HP. Yeah, I think we do. I think what we do is come up here. Put that there. Put the wood workshop all the way over here. And run a really long power connection. Actually, we do that. And we put a plank workshop next to it. And we want that to happen relatively soon. And I guess we should build the stairs so they can get to it as well. Equally, I would kind of like them to do this, so... see if they can. 1300 water left still. Nice. I've got 3 spare beavers. What could we have them doing? Don't really want to put them in the hauling post. We could do with some more planks. Could make some more metal, I guess. Yeah, that works. Right. Can you get to... Yes, you can. Awesome. Now, I know it would make sense to have closer log storage for them. What would make sense is to connect that up, because at the moment they're having to go a very indirect route to get logs. We can now delete this, and that'll get us a bunch of planks, which is cool. Obviously, we've again queued up a ton of building stuff, because that seems to be what I like doing. Oh, we're missing out on a potential rooftop terrace. The singular of rooftop terraces, obviously. We'll hit them with a shrub as well. And let's also throw in a contemplation spot there. Why not? And no, we want to keep our one hauler focused on water while we're pumping water. And then hopefully we can get this sorted. We are going to need some storage over here, so let's go here with logs, and then let's go here with planks, here with pine resin and here with the treated planks. Yeah. Seems like it'll do a job. Seems like it'll do a job. So if we go up 1, that is not going to be enough. We need to go up 2 levels. So let's prioritize the 2 blocks. The problem we have is that in order to build them, we need to be on top of them. If we want to get across here anyway, bridges are expensive, aren't they? If I put that there, they could build all of it, but we don't have enough science yet, so we should have soon. Got 0.6 per day left on the bad tide, and the water has held up this time, which is great. We could probably start to reduce the height of these in anticipation of water returning, so we don't end up the way we did before. And we are about to have enough to unlock the 2x bridge. There we go. Yes. So let's get that built. That'll let us build those at least. Awesome. So the next thing we want to unlock is this guy, which is 400 science. Finishing the drought on 1,000 water is nice. Or do we go sluices so we can automate this? Oh, I don't have to worry about it, because we've got metal. That's a very good question. Well asked. I like your thinking. We should definitely consider that. Oh, I don't get stuck there. I think that's probably clean enough. Yeah, by the time it's all filtered through, it'll be clean enough. Good enough for government work, as they say. And then we need the joyous event of trying to find enough workers to turn on all of our pumps again, which is 7. Now we have 6. Scientists, so should be okay, actually. Should be okay. I think we can afford to pause one of the plank workshops. So I think we're alright. Are they working on this? They are not. Let's make it a high priority. Probably because I've got so many things prioritized. Yes. So this is producing power now. Excellent. No, we're not going to try and diversify food more. I guess we could do something we could do to make use of this area. We would have to keep this full of water then. Is to plant some chestnuts and do grilled chestnuts. That wouldn't be a bad idea. So you need to be up higher. But we're pushing water this way. You need to be down lower. So that we're letting water out the proper way. Yeah. Oops. There we go. Nice water surge, because we always love one of those. It'll be fine, folks. Don't worry. See, it was fine. Yeah, that probably seems like a good idea to me. So let's go with chestnuts. Now we probably want to, the reason I stopped is thinking we might want a path to there. And then we'll do a chestnut grove. I'm going to remove those. Right. Okay. So now, hopefully, yeah, they can get all of those. So, if you'd ever so kindly build those, I'd like to try and get that done so we can see what effect it has. And then probably we'll wrap things up. Because we've got plenty of logs. Got some builders. Water supply is going up at a rate. Looks like we could do with more haulers. Which means we could do with more beavers. Do I unlock bigger housing now? Don't know. Let's speed the game up and try and get this done, shall we? It'd be nice. It would be nice. Oh, we've got another bad tide approaching. Thankfully, we are somewhat robust now, which is good. Yeah. But I think we'll try and avoid using these for a bit. I think this is going to be a bit of a overpowered boost. Just a little bit. How are we doing for metal? 63. We're only at 18% productivity. Okay. I guess the scrap metal has to come a long way. Let's pause you again for a bit while we stock up on scrap metal. That seems like a good idea. So that layer's in, so we just need to get those built. Now, is that going to be enough? It might not be, actually. We might need all three. I did wonder if it would actually be worth putting a small pile in for logs. But, we're not in a super rush. Well, I am, because I'd like to finish, but, you know. Let's get another couple of haulers going. See if that improves the water situation. Could do. And we're up to 1.8. 1,800, not 1.8k. Well, it is 1.8k, but you know. Right. We've almost got that layer done. But yeah, that's only going to put us up to the same height. So some of it's going to go out. So we do need to prioritize these as well. But because we removed the blockage, we didn't need to go quite so high over this side. Here's what it is, you know. And we've now got less coming in, so we've got bad tide coming, so we're going to have bad water spewing out of this next. So it's all a challenge. There's no point us turning this on until this is built, so not worried about that too much. Let's start to switch all of our things across. So let's put that up, that up, that one up. Let's pause those. Let's put that up. There we go. That'll all switch itself over. Yep. We've got one of those built. It's starting to send some out that way, but not all of it. That's the bad tide started. I do think having sluices here would help. But we still need to do all of the floodgates down here, so, you know. And then this is now spewing bad water, so the thing that we've done has kind of been discounted, but it's helping. So we have actually blocked this now, because this one's not necessarily needed. So that's a good thing. This is now back to going off the map. So next we need to get this one blocked up. And then only during a bad tide will this start to fill with bad water. And we need to build a divert for this. That feels like a longer term goal. But that, folks, is going to be it for today. I said I've recorded the last two back to back. And there is every possibility that I will have recorded more before you have seen these. I'm kind of curious on our... Yeah, 93. I like 93. I am going on holiday, and so I'm trying to stack up a supply of videos so that things don't completely stop while I'm away. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click that like button, comments, suggestions, questions, etc. below. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members, and I will see you all next time.